Good afternoon. It is June 29th, 2021, and today we're looking at a range day. Let me take these crosshairs off. Initially, when I came in, I was looking for a measured move from this leg. First of all, in yellow, we have the overnight highs and the overnight lows. So I was looking at for a measured leg here, and I think that, yeah, shortly after the open, there was a short trap, but no setup to go long above. We went further than that measured move, so that one really didn't matter. But what did matter is measuring the overnight lows and overnight highs, and we actually got almost a perfect measured move. Let's see how much further this went. 89.50. So really, we got 2 ticks higher than that. Wait, no. 89.50. Excuse me. A point and a half higher than that. And we actually did get a nice setup here to go short at, if you wanted to go short there. So that was, if you saw all that, then that's great, and that helped you make a nice trade. But yeah, just a range day. Looked like we might be trending up for the day, but then we get this break of this channel, and really it's just congestive after that. It looked like there was an upward bias, but I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because I think it was just congestive and ranging. But then we started this trend down and got a break of that, some congestion, and then this sharp leg down, and now we're correcting again, going back up. So that's what I saw today. There was a nice setup here. This is about a little earlier than 3:15 Eastern time. Here, let me draw the trend line. That's we're clearly trending up here. That's a channel. So let's take a look at these trades. So you come in, this is all in Eastern time right now. I'm on the East Coast, so I come in at 8 o'clock, and we're just ranging here. It looked like this was an important price level, and that's what it turns out to be. And you get a first entry, second entry here. You don't want to go long here, though, because you can't go short here, even though that looks like it's back into congestion. You can't go short because that's just the first entry. And doesn't look like you can go long here because that's going into the top of the range in the overnight highs. But you do get a nice failed second entry short, and by that time it's pretty clear that this is a channel up. So that is aggressive because of how far from the EMA it is, but I do like that trade. I took that myself, and we continue to trend up. We get a break. And this looks like this sets up like a trap. Since it's matching highs here, it's not a second entry. But I don't think I took this one. But since it's matching highs, it's not a second entry, but it does look like that, and it's after the first break of this channel, which is a strong move up. So I do like that for going long. Definitely aggressive though. If you look here, this is congestion. Look at all that overlap, and that's another reason that this is aggressive. Not only is it far from the EMA, but these bars are all overlapping. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the 6th bar to be overlapping. So definitely an aggressive trade. But the reason I brought up that these bars are overlapping is because once we get the break of what looks like this might be an upward channel too. Once we get the break of that, if you have this price level down here drawn, this is a great entry. It traps shorts who think they're finding a top for the day, and it's just a break back into congestion, also off the EMA. So I really like that. I missed that when I was watching the prices print. I was just playing it like these channels up. But then right after, I saw that this is an important price level. So if you saw that, that's a good place to go long. And here, with this is we get a touch of this price level, and we get another touch. So you do get a double test right here, but at this point the bias is up. So you really don't want to go short here. I went short here, and look at all this congestion. It would have worked out eventually, but that's just I don't with the bias being up, I don't think you can go short here. So you get a first entry, second entry. This, I actually think I want to mark this. This is at the bottom of the range, and it's a second entry as well, so I do like this. A good signal bar too. I would have liked it more if it broke lower, but this does look like a good setup. Let me make sure this even works. 86.75. Yeah, so that would have worked. And then we get more congestion. I'm going to say this is actually aggressive right here. Clearly this is a failed breakout, but I think it's a little aggressive because we didn't make it to the top of the range for a while now. So really this is looking like, the midline is looking like it's the top of the range. So let me make this aggressive. But I took that personally because that's a second entry long. And then we get a first entry, second entry short. Only reason I marked this as aggressive is because either that looks like a channel up, or you could look at it like that. If you're looking at it like that, then it looks like, both ways it looks aggressive, but it is a second entry short. First entry, second entry, and it's a break back into congestion. But the bias was still looking like it was up, so definitely aggressive. You get a first entry, second entry, and the reason I marked this, even though it's not off the bottom of this this trend channel, the reason I marked this is because you might have been looking at it like this, off of this low and these lows right here. And that looks like a channel right there. And that would be off of that trend line. So I wasn't playing it like that, but that is a second entry off of that price level. But then you get a failure right here. First entry, second entry, a failure, and it's a break back into congestion. So I really like that. I think if I was watching that live, I'd probably take that. Then we get another failed second entry long from this high, first entry, second entry, and that is off of, that confirms this trend channel down. You might be a little weary because we have this important price level that you'd be going right into, but it is off this trend channel. And then we get some congestion that leads to a break right here. And let's see why I marked these. This is technically a first, second entry short, but this is very congestive at this point. But I think once this last bar prints, and that's like a double test of that price level, and we get a better entry point, I think, and it's off the EMA, I think that's a good aggressive place to go short. You are going into the lows, but I think after this is a pretty clearly a channel down. I think you can go short there. Clearly this is just congestion. We get a breakout. Probably a lot of trap shorts here, thinking that the trend was going to continue down. Unfortunately, you don't get a good setup to go long though. First entry, that is a second entry, but I don't think you can enter that because this was a pretty good move down. So we don't know if it's going to keep going. But let's see. I mean, that does look like two legs down. So I'll put a little square here, because if you saw that, you might consider it. You might consider going long here. It's far from the EMA as well. But if you're patient, you get a short setup. First entry, second entry, another test of this high. This looks like a triple top. 1, 2, 3. At the top of that important price level. I like that for going short. And that just happens to be the trade of the day right there. We got a break, and it's just below the opening price. I think if you're being aggressive, you could probably go long here. I don't think I would, because of this. It kind of looks congested. But then when you go get here, this is clearly a channel up. I don't even know if I should mark this as aggressive. This looks like a pretty good trade to me. So that's what I saw. Just the range day. Looks like it's pretty low volume. But yeah, that's what I saw. Hope everyone had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.